Hi everyone, this is Dylan, and this is my application for the C4AI research application, and this is my video presentation. So today I want to go through a paper by Cohere. It's called To Code or Not to Code, Exploring Impact of Code in Pre-Training. So this paper, it's talking about like including code snippets as part of the pre-training data. And the overview, it says that the main objective of this study was to systematically examine how including code data during pre-training affects model performance across various tasks, and not just code-related ones. And these are the three major findings. Code improved non-code tasks, and quality of the code matters. So the code, whether it's high quality, it increased the capabilities of the model, and there's a pre-training step of a cooldown step where it actually improved the reasoning of the LLM. So here are some of the findings of the paper. It's saying that, you know, the impact of the code on natural language reasoning and word knowledge. You see when code intensity proportion goes up, some of these capabilities it went up too, but sometimes it gets saturated and it goes down. But these graphs are similarly across all the model size of the paper, up to 2.8 billion parameters. So one of the low-hanging fruit improvement of this paper is that a lot of these models, they can actually have emergent capabilities at larger parameter size. So one of the low-hanging fruit improvement is to just try the same experiment, but on even larger models. For example, this is a famous talk by one of the OpenAI researchers, Jason Wei, and he said that from a small model to a larger model, you might get an inverse scaling graph. So it's a U-shaped graph where the small model could do something, and then the medium one could not, and the large one could do it again. And here he's giving a prompt where the model repeats after this and not give the conventional answer as goal. So, for example, all models can repeat, only the larger models can fix the quote, and even only the largest model can follow instructions. So one of the low-hanging fruit is just to increase the model size and see whether it could, have any emergent behaviors. For example, translate a complex algorithm into 5 types of programming language and back to natural language. Maybe we can test for these emergent ability. This is a suggestion for further research. For example, we could add code-driven multimodal reasoning, basically adding chain of thought and code to test the multimodal capabilities of the model. For example, one of this, I got this idea from the paper. This paper is called Bridging the Explicit and Implicit Chain of Thought Pre-training Data. So from explicit chain of thought to implicit chain of thought, basically how they do it is that they have a chain of thought process, but in the pre-training process, they slowly remove the steps until the model internalize this chain of thought process and can output directly the multiplication here. So my proposed research is that we can do the same thing with multimodal capabilities. We input some of the multimodal code reasoning in the dataset. For example, we pair code snippets with visualization and ask it to like draw something, or we have code where the model can actually, like let's say, do visual tests, for example, like editing or something like that. So for example, chain of thought, you ask the model to draw something. You have the code to generate a face, generate a body, generate arms, to generate like a stick figure, and you let the model internalize this chain of thought for code. Or you let the model internalize chain of thought where it can do like, let's say, edit an object where a person is holding an object, edit it out to another object. So you have a chain of thought where the code is to find the person's hand, segment out the object within the person's hand, and then prefill it with another object into the person's hand through like a diffusion method or a hard-coded method. So if we train an end-to-end multimodal model, we can test if adding code plus chain of thought implicit reasoning can improve the reasoning capabilities and visual tests of the model. For example, like let's say if we add code in the pre-training data to improve its visual capabilities, maybe if it can generate an image, let's say you add in code on how to edit out an image from an object from a person's hand, and then you ask it to generate a picture of a different object in a person's hand, and it can do it directly. This is the second research that I kind of want to point out. It's enhancing the language model reasoning through a agent debate format. It's a really similar process with another paper where there's a multi-agent step where two models or multi-models debate each other to get a conclusion. And for example, we can have specialized agents where they specialize in different types of languages, scripting language, object-oriented language, or functional languages, and stuff like that. And for example, we can get the model to be an expert in different types of topics, and then it debates each other and where it gets the final conclusion. So we do some tests on emergent behavior analysis and see how the model performs. And yeah, that's it. That's for my video essay.